What's up, everybody? It's me, Feather. Welcome to Feathered Libra Tarot, where it's Libra here all the time, and it doesn't matter where it's at in your chart or if you're cross watcher. I'm Feather. I pull cards. We talk about a situation. I give you some advice. It's up to you on whether or not it resonates. It may or may not resonate at all. If you would like a private reading with me, links in the description down below. If you're here during the live, thumbs up, click that live chat button down below, and come say hello to me wherever chat pops up on your device. And I want to thank you so much for your likes, shares, subscribes, your donations of love. It keeps the channel growing. And for my replay rock stars, thank you for your amazing comments. And just as an added reminder for those of you that have been hidden from the channel, you may not know you've been hidden from the channel, but I'm just going to let you know. In case you don't see me responding or anyone else responding to your comments in chat or in the comment section, it's because you were rude or disrespectful to someone or to me. And that's not okay. If the reading does not resonate, if it doesn't resonate, walk the F away. Keep your mouth shut. I don't need to hear rude, disrespectful comments. Okay? All right. Remember, I'm doing this for free. This is a free service to the world. Be disrespectful to me, you get blocked or hidden from the channel so nobody can talk to you. Yep, you get put in timeout for eternity. So, there you go. Just letting you know. Moving on. Let's drop into the reading screen. I hope you're all doing well, and I do apologize to those of you that are absolutely amazing to each other and to myself, but sometimes we have to do a little cleanup, you know what I mean? Remind people who the fuck we are, because I don't stand for that. I don't. Let's see if this is your story. We're having a little bit of coffee. We're having a little bit of chat. I might curse a little bit. What's up, Donna? How are you doing today, beautiful? I am. And again, I do apologize to those out there that are absolutely amazing, beautiful creatures, and treat me and other people with respect. You know? Some people. My messages tend to be straightforward. I don't sugarcoat anything. Some people can't handle the truth. Some people don't want to believe it. And if it, hey, okay, fine. Just walk away. Walk away. If it's not your reading or you don't want it, turn it off. Go somewhere else. All right. What's up with this Ace of Cups reverse? Tell me about it. Overwhelmed emotionally? We'll see if any of these come out. Let's see if any of these come out. This could be a turn down, turn off, turn down, or an overwhelmment. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, okay. So you're in a search for love here. You are being called to a connection. You might not even be, you are on a search for love. You are being called to a connection. Look at that. Listen, there is a call. I feel like you are being called. So you may have turned this person down previously. You may not really be looking for love, and you're just like, this is it. This is the person. This is the thing. I think this is an extremely passionate connection. For some of you, you're looking for love, and I'm not going to say in all the wrong places. Not at all. We're going to find out why you're being called, or you feel a draw or a calling to this connection. It is extremely passionate. I don't see you're in a commitment with this person, so this could be a new person. Let's pull on this. I asked Fred for some more high vibrational, uplifting messages for this week. I'm like, hey, Fred, can we, and look at what we got here. What's up, Moonshine? Moonshine kiss. We got Capricorn, Taurus, Aries, Leo, Sag, but strong Capricorn, Taurus, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay, but there is water and fire on this as well. What is this? Let us find out. Is this a new beginning? What is this? You may have turned this person down before. Why are you being called? Why are you being summoned to this very... Okay. Well, it looks like you have left behind. So you may have gone through a very dissatisfying relationship ending. So you may have ended one thing that just didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. So this could have been separation. You know, I no longer feel for this thing the way that I used to feel for this thing, that kind of stuff. So it looks like you left behind either a marriage or a long-term situation or something that didn't quite go the distance that you wanted it to go. Yeah. It never transitioned. It never transformed into anything further. Yeah. So moving away. So you've put that behind you. Who was that? A friend of yours. That's no longer a friend of yours. This could have been a distance. Okay. So this was somebody that was in and out of your life. Something that was on again, off again, in and out of your life. This could have been a friend that popped in and popped out of your life, or at some point there was a friendship, and there was a dating, a connection. There was emotions there on both sides, but from what I'm seeing, it just did not work out. It didn't solidify in the 3D. So there was a failure to cooperate on some level. Anyway, that is so far behind you. It's pathetic. That 10 of Pentacles, it just didn't go to the distance. I don't think that person wanted to cooperate. They may have shown up and then darted out again, or they may have just had to move on. You know, distance could have been a problem. All sorts of stuff there. But when the 3 of Pentacles is in reverse, it could have been third party. Distance could have been that third party. But 3 of Pentacles in reverse is like, it just didn't work out. It just didn't even basic balance in the 3D. So, yeah, you may not be too happy about that, but whatever that was is behind you. So you're being called to a new connection. What? Tell me up. Okay. So it looks like it feels like to me, that you, sorry, hair on my microphone. It looks like to me, you may have been so overwhelmed by previous relationship, the one that you left behind or leaving behind. Sometimes, I'm just going to say this. It's nice when somebody is attracted to us. Okay. So you may be dating, ready to date now, looking towards dating, and maybe looking towards just getting to know somebody or getting some attention. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all adults here. This is a very steamy connection, might I add. Very steamy connection. I feel like this connection really helps you and your confidence, or it will. It may not become marriage. It may not go the distance, but it looks like you went through something. You could have spent years trying to work out this last thing and just didn't work out. So when we've been through stuff, heavy stuff, and we sometimes it's just nice to free up our energy. So you're being called to this connection, and it is hot and spicy. Hello, smoldering spice. I mean, this individual would be very hot. Like the chemistry. I can't even talk. I'm stammering. Huh. The chemistry is going to be very intense. You're being called to this. Even if, and I just got to put this out there, even if it doesn't lead to marriage or partnership, it may just be just what the doctor ordered. You know what I mean? Just what the universe ordered. It helps you move on. It helps you forget about your worries. Yeah. Okay. It may not be something that lasts forever. Maybe it could be, but there is emotion here. So this is somebody that can get on the same page with you emotionally. You know, I'm not sure whether or not this will. Maybe it's just that it goes against. You may do some things that you may feel like it's toxic or it's unhealthy. Thank you, Spirit. I'm over here like I don't know what to say. You may feel like it's unhealthy. Okay. You may feel like it's toxic or unhealthy. It is a new connection. And you're being drawn to it. You're being drawn to it. You will not be able to miss this kind of bond or this kind of draw to somebody. It's so intense. It's seductive, quite. And you may feel like it goes against your morals or values. And it could in some ways, but I believe this helps you release some of the tension, some of the overwhelmment that you've dealt with. And if you've had a lack of confidence or some insecurity issues, it definitely helps pick you up. You know what I'm saying? It helps you feel better in some way. And it helps you leave the past BS behind. It's nice. It's nice. Sometimes we just need that in our life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So some of you aren't interested in love. You don't want to open up your heart space. But this is something that feels comfortable or will feel comfortable for you. So this may be a friends with benefits. This may be somebody you're dating, but you're not really looking for love. Because you are in the process of leaving something very heavy and very intense behind that may have, I'm going to have to say, broken your spirit in a sense. So you aren't really looking for this. You're not really manifesting anything specific. Okay. Yeah. So some of you, again, maybe going through a divorce or separation. You know, the 10 of Pentacles means that you were living with somebody and you were living as if you were married, or you were married. You may have had children. You may have had to separate, distribute assets. And that there's a lot that goes into that whole, how long was that deteriorating before that came apart? Before you finally left that behind? Some of you 3 years. I heard 3 years. So there's a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of sexual tension, a lot of frustration with just everything that you have to do and all of the arguments and disagreements and all the tension between you and another person. You get what I'm saying? And over time, that just, it snowballs into all of the things that have to be done in order to separate from one another if you are living together. Who gets what, who moves where. It's just the schedules, the assets. There's a whole bunch, and it causes a lot of frustration and stress. So the universe is calling you to an individual, and you're not going to be able to miss this one. Like, is this going to be it's going to be very intense. It's going to be very passionate, very passionate. I don't think you need to worry about whether or not it's going to go the distance, or whether or not it's going to lead to marriage or anything like that, or commitment. Sometimes we just are going through something really heavy, really, really emotionally overwhelming. Sometimes we just need a friend, and sometimes those friends tend to end up being a little more than friends. Okay? Just know that you have a choice in everything. If you're like, no, that's not me, I would never do that. Okay, fine. It's either not your reading, or just remember that when it shows up, or you feel the pull or the call to this person, or you feel that insatiable chemistry towards another person, you'll know, okay, I've got a choice. Do I stand on my morals and values, or do I allow myself to indulge myself in something? You have every opportunity to make a choice in every moment, in every day, for anything and everything. Okay? So if this is not something you would participate in, and a lot of you wouldn't, because you would prefer to be connected in the heart space, but I don't think you're quite ready to move forward in love just yet. Yeah, you're like, your heart is MIA right now. Your heart's kind of taking a break right now. Friendship, friends with benefits, some sexy times, and somebody that you can, it's like companionship. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially if you dealt with something long term that really messed you up. I mean, you could have been dealing with somebody who was a blamer, a manipulator, an emotionally void or emotionally distant or emotionally manipulative individual. This is not my reading today. This is not my reading, but this is somebody's reading. Okay? This is somebody's reading. And I just want y'all to do that. If it's not your reading, it's not your reading. But like, this is not my reading today, but thanks. I love you. Appreciate you. Thumbs up. This is not my reading today, but it is somebody's reading today. And my intentions are for the people that need them to get them. So it looks like you're not quite ready for love. Your heart's kind of MIA right now because of what you went through. And what you went through was pretty freaking devastating, I might add. And it wasn't just a gentle falling out of love with the past person. It was that you were manipulated. This is one of the worst readings. This is thank you, Moonshine Kiss. Moonshine Kiss has just happened. I'd rather not. Yep. So it may take a little while before you're ready for a connection, because this was so devastating. And emotional manipulation is painful. It's so painful because it's so emotionally confusing, because that's where you need some assistance. You know, I don't want you going out running and doing things that are morally against your morals and values because it's sexy. But, if you want to do that too, that's your business. You're an adult. But I really want you to understand why it's okay for some of you, if that's what you're interested in, or if you feel a pull or a draw to someone and you're like, I just don't know why. It's because your heart may not be in it, but it's okay if you're okay with it, and it'll be a big decision too. It'll be a big decision for you to step outside of your comfort zone of what you're used to. That's what I'm seeing here. It's going to be outside of your comfort zone, but right now you don't trust love. So your big decision is, do I look for love or wait for love, or do I enjoy the pleasures of the flesh? Let's just say that. The pleasures of the flesh. I don't think that'll get me in trouble with YouTube. It sounds quite intoxicating, actually. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you choose to do. Because right now, emotional manipulation, from my experience, and I can only teach from my experience, what I've been through, and those that I know and have watched experience certain things. Emotional manipulation is one of the worst manipulations, because I mean, you can lie to somebody, or you can be lied to, and you can get over that shit. But emotional manipulation is the worst, because it's silent. No one else can see the pain that you feel. No one else can see anyone doing it to you. It's very insidious. It's someone who would maybe turn and twist everything back around on you. Someone that blames you for everything. Someone that they don't care how you feel. They don't care. It's kind of crazy, because in one moment they do love you. They love you so much. They'll do anything for you. And then on a dime, they'll turn on a dime and throw those emotions back at you. Or they'll blame you for anything that goes wrong, or whatever it is. It's twisted, and it's painful. And I love you, because that's where you're stuck. Emotional manipulation is painful. And if you have seriously dealt with an emotional manipulator, I really suggest counseling and therapy, because you can't it's hard to understand and grasp the why somebody would do that, how somebody could do that, and also to help you understand what to look for moving forward. You know, I don't want you to get stuck in this. I do see that in time you will get unstuck from this, because you have a big, beautiful heart space. You do. But right now, nothing is clicking right here. Nothing is clicking right here. Just, it's MIA. It's gone. It's not anywhere to be found. Your emotions are probably void. I wasn't expecting to do a reading like this, but I want to give you some advice on this. So if you just want to play and have fun and enjoy the pleasures of the flesh and enjoy a companion right now, then do that. If that makes you feel good, it doesn't have to lead to marriage. You know, if it goes against your morals and your values, okay, fine. But that's your choice. That's your decision. You're an intelligent being. You make those choices yourself, okay? You can, or you can wait until you're better off. But sometimes these connections really benefit us, and I'm going to tell you why. Especially if it's a friend, if it's someone who is a companion, and neither one of you are interested in the future. You really want to have those talks and that stuff up front to say, you know, there's no expectations here. I'm not looking for anything deeper or anything future oriented. It's nice to have those kinds of contracts up front before you get involved. Okay. That way nobody gets hurt. Okay. So we're friends, we're doing this thing, and that's it. There's people who live together with contracts like this. Okay, it's an agreement between two individuals. It's an agreement between you and another individual to do this. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you know you're not trying to hurt anybody, and they're not trying to get one up on you. There are people who live their lives in relationships like this because they don't want to get married again, or they don't want to go through the paperwork or the legalities of it all. Yeah. Long term, people do that. So I think you're working through these stressors, this stress, this frustration. A lot of you are really focused on your work, on your finances, and on regaining your confidence. Some of you may travel a lot for work, or you're in the process of looking for different options, and it's nice to have a place to know you can come home to, or a person that you could come back to that's going to be there waiting. Even if there's if it's like, even if it's just friendship and sexy times, it's a companionship is what it is. It's a companionship. So if it works for you and it benefits you, fuck yeah. If it benefits both of you, fine. Because it may be that this is just a temporary stop on your ladder of life. You know, it may be outside of your comfort zone. It may go against your morals and values, because you might be like, no, you can only have sex, or I'm only supposed to have sex in a traditional relationship where there's love, or where there's marriage, or whatever. Or you've been so loyal to somebody for years that it makes you feel it goes against that, because it goes against what you've been living. You know, I'm supposed to be loyal to this one person. I'm supposed to be loyal to this one person. Well, that shit has ended and it's over. And it's a lot. It's a process to get out of a long-term relationship. And I don't know how long that relationship has been over, but it takes a lot. And again, for those of you that were truly emotionally manipulated, maybe gaslit beyond friggin' belief, consider counseling and therapy, just to help you get through the emotional blockages and the pain of being blamed and your emotions turned against you. I know what that feels like. Oh boy, do I know what that feels like. It's scary. It's painful. It's excruciating. What do we do when we no longer want to feel that kind of pain? When we no longer want to feel that, we shut our heart space down. So, if you just want to play and have fun with somebody and have a companion, there's nothing wrong with that. Just remember, it may feel uncomfortable for you because you look like you're the kind of person that prefers long-term relationships, but if there's a contract between you and an agreement between you and another person, that you are exclusive, that you are doing this thing, then I personally don't believe there's any harm or any foul. But that's just me, because I do it myself. I've done that myself. But it's not like, hey, I'm going out to the bar and I'm meeting up with somebody. No. I have a person and we're dating. We're exclusive. But that is our long-term goal. That is our long-term plan. I was like, no expectations, sir. No expectations. But that's what we do. And it works out great, because I do what I want. I live my life. He does what he wants. He lives his life. But we do circle back to each other because we're dating. We're exclusive. But there's no end in sight. There's no like, we're doing this because we're going to get married. We're doing this because whatever. We enjoy each other's company. That's the purpose, and that should be the purpose of a relationship. But I think for whom I'm speaking to today, that emotional pain of being manipulated and lied to or gaslit, and just it's such a deep, painful, you feel like something has just been pulled out of you. You just feel like something is absolutely void or missing. And sometimes we need connections like this that are softer, that are less they're less, how do I say it? They're less intense emotionally. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I just got something here. There's something that some of y'all need to learn. Oh, thanks. Oh gosh. Okay. Fred, bring that through again. Fred is my connection to universe spirit. That's what my tribe voted to name the universe. It's Fred. You may be so used to being emotionally manipulated. For some of you, this is going to be a deep dive today. Okay. We're having therapy session today. That's okay. If you're here for it, I'm here for it. Are y'all here for it? I hope so. If you're so used to being, I just didn't realize I was scrunching down so much. I'm sorry. If you're so used to being emotionally manipulated by people, like you may have lived your whole life in relationships with people who were just extreme emotional expressors. You may have dealt with a lot of gaslighters, a lot of emotional manipulators. A connection like this feels totally different. You don't trust it. You're unsure about it, because this may actually be what true unconditional love is. So you both benefit somebody. You both benefit each other in some way. You're both attracted to each other. You both have fun. It's outgoing. It's adventurous. And you're both right here on the same level. You're both passionate about one another in a big way. There may not be commitment. There may not be that whole, hey, we're going to be married, we're going to do this thing. But maybe this is what love is. Maybe this is a softer kind of love. Maybe this is what you actually need. It's this unconditional love. This is friendship and unconditional love. Maybe that's what it is you actually need. Maybe that's what it is. Because if you've been in relationships with people who you overgave to emotionally until the point where you were depleted, or you were with alcohol, people who had addictions to things and stuff and can't say certain words. If you were depressed, lost yourself, if you were emotionally manipulated and twisted into this, just, you've either dealt with that for a long time in your life, or with one specific person. A connection like this would be soft. It would be, well, it's definitely going to be sexy, but the emotions aren't what makes the relationship a relationship. And maybe that's what needs to change here for you. Maybe this is a lesson for you in love. What is real love? Maybe you've had some fantastical, I've watched the Disney movies and shit my whole life too, and all that stuff. And I love the romance novels, but maybe get your head out of the clouds for just a second. Not forever, because I love living in the clouds. But just kind of come down here with me for a second. Let's have a little bit of coffee. Let's chat. So, you meet this person. You get along. You get along well. There's a softness to it. There's a friendship to it. And there's a lot of sexy times. There's a major attraction and pull to one another. Okay. It's undeniable. You can't help it. This is an agreement to be exclusive with one another. All right. But what you have come from may be the fact that you thought love was supposed to be all of this, like, oh my God, I love you forever. I'll drink your bath water. I'm just getting we get involved in these connections where we believe the poets. We believe the wordsmiths. We believe the love letters, and no, there's nothing wrong with love letters. Not at all. There's nothing wrong with poetry. Not at all. I'm just saying we get into these connections and they turn out to be the opposite. They turn out to be absolute opposite of what they start out to be. Especially when somebody turns our emotions against us. Let me tell you something. I got to tell you something. I was with a guy that I thought 90% we are perfect for each other. 90% perfect for each other. That other 10%, these are fucking issues. But they're not bad issues. Until one day, we had a turbulent relationship. On again, off again, turbulent relationship. But man, I thought we were actually, because we always end up working through stuff. But until one day, something that I was highly against. I'm against manipulative individuals. And we were watching, or this person knew that I had been watching a trial involving a very, very someone on the spectrum of narcissism and some other disorders. And I understand mental health and all of that stuff. I understand, and I get it. They can't help it a lot of times, the way they're wired and stuff. But I can't stand it. Manipulation is horrible. I can't stand it. This person ended up knowing for weeks that I had been watching this. I had said something to this person, and this person turned that around on me and actually said, well, to me, stop being like that person that this person knew I was absolutely against their manipulations. So turned it around on me and said, stop, just threw it back at me. Stop being like that person. Well, first of all, you're assassinating my character, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, you know this would hurt me. You know how much I am against this person behaving in those ways. And yet you call me that person. You can get out of my house right now because you're living in my house on my property. I was so beyond pissed. But these are the things that these kinds of people do. That's why I say they're insidious. They don't have to hit you. They don't have to smack you. They don't have to hurt you physically. It's a deeper wound. And the majority of them know exactly how to do it. I don't know how they know how to do it. But they know exactly where to hit you. They know exactly what to say to use your emotions against you. To use you against you. I don't know how they do it. Don't. And I've been through it the majority of my life. So this is what I'm saying. Perhaps this kind of connection, because it starts out flowery and beautiful and I love yous and we're singing songs and we're doing this whole awesome, emotional thing. It's a little over the top sometimes. A lot of times. I love you to the moon and back, to the stars and back. This one is not going to be like that. So when you're being called to this connection, I just want you to keep that in mind. Maybe it's different. Maybe this is what love is supposed to be like. Maybe it's supposed to be calm and gentle. Maybe it's supposed to be fun and it's supposed to benefit you, where you're allowed to be free and you're allowed to have fun and you're allowed to work a job and you're allowed to, travel and do things. Like I'm allowed to do my own stuff and I'm allowed to go and do my own thing. It's a freedom here with this person that maybe you didn't have before, and yet there's also that intense connection. You just can't get away from it. Maybe that's what true love is. It's supposed to be freeing. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to benefit you both in some way. And you both are supposed to have your freedoms and be able to do what you do. Have your friends, have your family, have your things, and have your time with each other as well. And have this intense connection too. And a lot of times these other connections, these emotional manipulators, the blamers, the shamers, you are living in such hell because you are constantly on an emotional friggin' roller coaster every day. And that's painful. Maybe this new thing is the sweet spot. Maybe it's going to feel different from what you're used to. But I think this is actually going to allow your confidence to rise, and it's going to allow you to work on you, and it's going to be there while you're doing that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. To tell you the truth, if you've been through what I'm seeing, yeah, you're overcoming something pretty tragic, pretty nasty, and it was long term. Ten of Cups. Yeah. Well, that's over. Okay. That's over. And you're going through a personal transition now. Again, the end of the fantasy. The Ten of Cups is in reverse, which is the fantasy's over. And this is somebody that feeds you a dream or feeds you a fantasy, and you believe that it's going to happen, and you believe all of this flowery stuff and this love bombery stuff. And then it turns out to be absolutely exhausting. You end up having fighting so much, dealing with so much heaviness and exhaustion emotionally because this person ends up ghosting you or leaves you out in the cold or doesn't bring the Ten of Cups at all. So they manipulate and they twist and they blame and it's a horrible experience. It's horrible. And to break away from that takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of strength. So I want to say, some of you, it may have taken you a while to get out of that. It's behind you. It is behind you. And I think that you're breaking ties with this fantasy reality or this fantasy dream of what love and really maybe it's time for that to. There's nothing wrong with having the love of your life. There's nothing wrong with being in love for the rest of your life. And I'm not saying that that's coming to an end. What I'm saying is the fantasy of the fantastical love. Maybe you've been love bombed so much, or you thought that love was supposed to be flowery and all love bomby and this kind of stuff, whereas this right here is real deal. To me, it's a companion that you can actually have freedom to go and be and do. You can have the freedom to do the job you want or live the life you want, and this person is still there with you. You know, there's still that sexual chemistry. There's still that friendship. There's that. It's an unconditional love bond, and I think that is the sweet spot for a lot of you, for a while anyway, until you, I don't know, until you increase your money or until you feel your heart space again. Your heart is involved in this. Uh-huh. But whatever that was, maybe you're in the process of learning how to love differently. Maybe you're learning what healthy love is. You're not going to, let's put it this way. That kind of blame and shame and emotional manipulation hurts very deeply, and it affects you systematically. It affects you psychologically, it affects you emotionally, it affects you physiologically, it affects your whole entire being, your whole entire body. So having to overcome something like that, it takes a lot, and it may take a while for you to overcome that. It may take years for you to overcome that. That's why I'm suggesting therapy and counseling to help you, if that is the case, work through that with a licensed mental health practitioner that knows the inner workings or the outer workings of those kinds of insidious manipulators. Okay? When you are stuck in something like that, you could be going through depression, and I really suggest counseling and therapy. And yes, you can overcome depression. Yes, you can. I've done it. Clinical depression. You can do it. You may have bouts or swing backs to it from time to time, but working with a counselor teaches you how to do that. And of course, sometimes we need that medication to help us get us out of that rut. Whatever this was that pulled you down so badly, it could have been a long-term relationship or a life of living thinking this was love. And I just want to give y'all a hug right now, because overcoming that, if you dealt with childhood traumas and childhood AB and stuff like that, that is coming to an end. That's a decision to walk away and leave that shit behind. This could have been a lifetime of this stuff for some of you. I want to give y'all a hug so bad. I just want to reach out and hug you. I'm sending you a big, big, blue, beautiful hug from the universe right now, just from me. Because that's intense. So if you were drawn to another connection, and it's intense, and it's a friendship, and there's an engagement happening between you and another person, and it's softer, and it's an understanding that you're both highly attracted to each other. You're both involved in a connection together. You both have fun. You're both outgoing. You're both adventurous. You both work well together. You both bring something to the table. Okay? It may not be the flowery, love bomby. I mean, it may not even be emotional at all, other than like, hey, yeah, we like each other. Hey, we get along. It may not even be emotionally expressive. But from what I've seen, emotionally expressive people have really not. It's really emotional expression has twisted you up. So that could be because those people tended to be manipulators. They manipulated your emotions and used your emotions against you, which is excruciating. This one would not. This one just wants to have fun and play and live life and do the thing just like you do at this point. And I think that might benefit you and help you heal and move beyond all of this frustration. It may help pick up your confidence. It may help boost your confidence. And it's definitely going to help you release some of those, frustrations that you've got. May actually be fun. But it's a committed relationship in the sense that I don't think either one of you are looking for marriage. I don't think you're looking for long term, but it could end up being unconditional love, and it could end up being something you are a part of for a long time. Your heart is in this, by the way. Your heart is in this. Like, you care about this person. You will care about this person, and there is the unconditional love for me, which is the strength. Um, I there it is. There's the offer. It's a solid deal. It's a solid deal. It's very practical. It's very solid. And there it is. It could go the distance. I don't think this person is out to hurt you. I don't think this person is gonna hurt you or is out to hurt you. I think this connection could potentially be that thing that goes the distance, or at least a long time. It's something to treasure. It's going to be different from all of the other stuff, from all of that other stuff. So this person may not be emotionally expressive. This person's expression may be acts of service. They may like to pleasure you. But it may feel very unusual. It may feel completely different than what you're used to or what you've been taught is a relationship. But it's your decision regardless if you want to do it or not. That's totally up to you. Some of you, it may take you a couple months to meet this person. I'll tell you the signs in just a minute. Anything else? You're putting this other thing behind you right now. This other thing. I've got Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But not necessarily, for the past thing. This is... It is something serious. I think this, if nothing else, it helps you close out chapters of pain in your past. If nothing else, I feel like this connection or this new relationship, whatever this is, will help you to overcome a lot of insecurities, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears, a lot of, and put it behind you and close out old chapters of pain. This may be what real love is. Maybe this is what real love is supposed to feel like. But it goes against, it's different. It's just different. It's going to be different from what you're used to experiencing. Completely different. I've got Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Aries, Leo, Sag. Strong Scorpio, strong Cancer. Oh, what am I doing? Aries, Leo, Sag. Capricorn, strong. Taurus. Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag. Yep. So, you may not feel good right now. You may still be feeling unsure in your heart space, but that doesn't mean that you can't have fun and you can't date and you can't move on. You know what I mean? Hey, Rocky. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. Hugs back. So, my philosophy is life should be lived with joy, peace, bliss, happiness, and harmony. And love. So your next relationship it may take you a couple months to get there. Couple weeks, couple months. But it may look different than everything else you've experienced before. It may be somebody that is not emotionally expressive. If you're used to dating people who are I love you, 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 and sing you songs and all that stuff, this person may not be like that. But does that mean that somebody doesn't love you, or that can't love you just because maybe they show you they love you through, I don't know, acts of service or pleasure. I mean, maybe that's the thing. You know what I mean? Everybody has different love languages. affection, attention, doesn't just have to be sex. It could be affection, attention, it could be hugs, it could be kisses, that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I'll love you till the world stops kind of stuff. You have to be really careful with that kind of thing. So you may be unsure because it's a lot more easy. It's a lot more chill on the emotional expression side, like almost nothing compared to, but that doesn't mean that somebody can't love you. So don't be thinking that it's toxic just because somebody doesn't say, I love you every 5 minutes. Think about what you've experienced. This is going to be a different experience. And I think a lot of you need it. So until next time, like, share, subscribe, join the tribe, and I hope to see y'all around real soon. I love y'all. So much nicer, so much more peaceful. Easy relationship. An easy relationship. Could you imagine? I like that. An easy relationship. Namaste.